Okay, if we were having a face-to-face lab, you would have fun looking at some of these heart models. We've got 3 or 4 of these that we borrow from the anatomy lab for you to look at. Okay, we can also look at some more models of these online as well. But there are a number of things that you're going to have to pay attention to when you look at these models. The mammal heart is different from that of other vertebrates, so you need to pay attention to that. You need to follow the flow of the blood. You need to know where it is oxygenated, and you need to know all of the main parts. For one thing, you need to know about the aorta, and here in this image, the aorta is that big red arch. At least it's red in this model, this red arch that's looping across the top of the model, looping to the left here. The aorta curves to the left in mammals, and this is different from other groups of vertebrates. Reptiles have an aorta that branches both to the right and to the left. And birds, which really are derived reptiles, have only the right branch remaining, whereas mammals have only the left branch remaining. So here you see the aorta looping here to the left. Okay. You need to know the difference between the pulmonary circuit and the systematic circuit. There are 2 different blood circuits in the body. The former, the pulmonary circuit, goes to and from the heart, goes between the heart and the lungs, and the latter goes from the heart to the rest of the body and returns to the lungs. So you need to know where the blood is oxygenated and know where it's deoxygenated, and note that oxygenated and deoxygenated blood never mix. And whether the vessel is called a vein or an artery is not helpful. Sometimes you can have oxygenated blood in a vein, or you can have deoxygenated blood in an artery. So you need to watch out for all of these. So let's open up a few of the doors here on this model. Okay, open up this one here on the right atrium. Open up this door here that shows you the left atrium and the left ventricle. Open up this door here and it shows you the left ventricle here. So you have the right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Okay. So the systemic veins, these are the veins from the body. They bring blood through the superior and inferior vena cava to the right atrium, indicated in blue here. And this transfers blood to this tricuspid valve here to the right ventricle. And then this transfers it through the pulmonary arteries here. Now this is deoxygenated blood, and here we just called it the pulmonary arteries. It transfers it to the lungs and to the pulmonary capillaries, and this is where oxygen is added in the lungs. And this is the pulmonary circuit, and the pulmonary veins then bring it back to the left atrium here. They bring oxygenated blood back to the left atrium, where it goes through this bicuspid valve here into the left ventricle. Bicuspid valve, and it is transferred, it is pumped from the left ventricle into the aorta, and it goes from there into the systemic arteries, and it goes from there to the body systemic circuit, to the systemic capillaries, where it is deoxygenated, and then it returns again and the circuit is completed. So this is a circuit that you need to become very familiar with. What is oxygenated, what is not, what are the major parts of it? It's a major characteristic of mammals.